Listen up, people. If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions of unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean a portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bill debt, this forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more at 800-218-7170. There is no cost or obligation for this information. Don't wait. Please call 800-218-7170. This is your debt problems. Get your debt problem solved now. Call today at 800-218-7170. What's going on?
What's going on?
Yo, we got the usual suspects here. This is your boy Eric, Shane, and Anthony, and we have a special guest, Nicole.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm excited to be here.
We're excited. We have a lot to recap, especially after this weekend. Y'all, Hereditary. We talk about this.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
We had talked about this, but we're gonna skip over Shayna's Hip Hop Corner. We're gonna skip over my current events, and let's go straight to Anthony with your 2 cents.
Okay, all right. Follow me at Reluctant Movie Buff on Instagram. Follow Nicole at
Coley Weston.
Coley Weston. I'll get into Hereditary last, but 2 movies I saw over the weekend. I saw Ocean's 8. It was I wanted it to be so much better. The cast was great, but the story was just like, it was uneventful. It's like,
seriously?
I'm
surprised.
The past 3 films were about robbing a casino, right? Mm-hmm. These women are robbing the Met Gala, jewels from a Met Gala. I mean, that sounds intriguing, but it really wasn't. It was very slow paced, and I'm gonna be real. I saw it with my girl. It was a chick flick. Like, she liked it more than I did.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing. It's not.
He's
but
about to say it is.
But, so, yeah, it is. You know, so
I like those chick flicks like Bridesmaids, where the guys can laugh too. You know what I mean? With this one, I felt like I just smiled a lot, but other than that, I wasn't really that into it. I like the ensemble cast. I just feel like it could have had a better story.
How did Rihanna do?
Oh,
she was just okay. I mean,
I don't see her as a great
What do you mean
actor.
she's okay?
She's not a great actor.
I mean, she's just okay. Like, I mean, anybody could have played that role. You know who I did like was Awkwafina. She was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I heard some good things about her.
I could see that as a breakout role for her because she was pretty funny. But
yeah. But, the great thing is, though, I think it's opening up the Ocean series, to a whole nother group of people who, may not have been interested in the beginning.
Yeah, man, but you got to make it a little bit more harder, though. Like there's this film coming out called Widows with Viola Davis.
Oh, my God. It's about
that looks cold.
Yeah,
that looks hard.
Good.
I remember somebody made a comment on that film like, fuck Ocean's 8. This looks hard.
Man, but Viola Davis, if she's in anything, I'm watching it, man. She's
out
awesome.
cold.
For real.
Yeah. All right, so Brawl in Cell Block 99. I saw that. That's with Vince Vaughn. Mm-hmm. It's about a man that in a drug deal goes wrong, goes to prison, and he's caught in some very violent situations. I don't want to give too much away. It's a pretty good violent movie, but Vince Vaughn, I feel like this is the serious role he needed. Like, True Detective was cute, but I feel like this was the role he needed. Like, I feel like this is a great badass, it is what it is type of movie, and like I think people should see it.
I just can't take him serious, though.
Yeah, that's how I feel
it's
about
hard.
it.
Trust me, man. I mean, he does the role good. I mean,
like, what do you mean by True Detective was cute? Like, you mean it was really bad? Cause that's
no, I mean, like his like I'm talking about Vince Vaughn wise. He did what he was asked to do, and he was serious. But I feel like, because the writing was just okay. Like, he could have, like he didn't really have much to work with. But I feel like with this film, he fits into the nuance well. He's a guy that's bald and he has a cross tattooed on the back of his head. And he's an easygoing guy, but if you push him, he can get violent. And I just think the movie is just superb.
But it's Vince Vaughn. Like, the way you just described him, I cannot imagine Vince Vaughn like that.
Seeing him bald.
You can't imagine it until you've seen it.
I guess that's the point. That's the point. Yeah.
Right.
So I guess I'll put that as my, wait until Netflix or wait until it comes out.
It's out now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is out now. But yeah, I'd say check it out.
Okay.
Okay, so saw a film over the weekend called Hereditary.
Oh, God.
Shayna and Eric and all of us saw it on separate occasions. You know, it's not the scariest film I've seen in years, but it's really the most disturbing. I'll just give a quick synopsis. So Toni Collette, this is her championship game, performance-wise. She nails it. She's an artist whose mother passed away, and her mother carries a secret, witch-related, that she didn't really know until after she passes. So the family, they're not exactly sad that she's gone because she wasn't a nice lady. Okay. And something happens that throws the family into an even deeper abyss of grief, and, you know, shit goes left. That's pretty much all I can do to describe it.
These are the worst parents I've seen on film. And
The
I've
worst
seen
parents?
Precious.
I don't think they're the worst parents, but I didn't have a problem with the dad.
Like, the dad was cool. The dad, he
No,
was just...
after you... I'm going to give a spoiler. After you douse my children
Oh,
and
right,
paint thinner
yeah.
Right.
while they're sleep, I don't care if
Yeah.
you sleepwalking. We're out. We gone.
Listen, this family carries
got a
many
point.
secrets, and there's a lot of hidden pain and resentment. I tell people this film is 3 films in one. On the surface, it's a witchcraft thriller.
Mm-hmm.
On the second level, it's an emotional family drama, and on the third level, it's a study of grief.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one that cuts the deepest. Like, there's a lot of images in this movie that'll stay with me for quite some time, including one that's on the side of a highway. That's just dog.
Oh, my God. When I saw that.
I couldn't believe
No,
Now,
all right, I don't want to give too much away because
I don't
it's
care.
hard not to talk about it.
Go
But
ahead.
for the brother just to drive back home and go to bed,
I got that, though. He was in shock.
He was shook, yeah.
Yeah, I got that. Like, he was just like, and then
What did I
he
just
drove
do, man?
home. Yeah, so I understood that.
Yeah.
But listen, as far as acting goes, Toni Collette was the leader. She was the
Mhm.
LeBron
Yes.
James. But my man from Jumoney...
Is that an accurate?
Well, let's say
Whatever.
he was the Kevin Durant.
Whatever, man. But my man from Jumanji, he was the MVP because
Yeah.
he was the film's emotional secret weapon.
I agree.
The daughter was great. She was creepy. I love the husband because he tried his best to keep sane.
Yeah.
And he just didn't know how to handle all this crazy stuff happening. But what else was I about to say? The ending, I got to talk about the final scene. Like, it's to me, it's slightly outrageous, but I feel like with all the stuff that preceded it, how else could you end this movie?
It makes sense because, I mean, the whole story, excuse me, the whole story, again, it sort of built up to that point where they had to release it somehow. And I think that the crazier the ending, the more it ties it together a little bit.
Right.
I think, though, the whole floating body, that was a little.
I mean, it's a witchcraft thriller, so
I mean, the body just floated, and then
Look, I'm gonna just say this: it's not for the faint of heart, but it's very entertaining, and it will shake you a bit.
It moved kind of slow for me. It's a lot
But I
of.
think that's the.
Well, I think that's the point. It's a slow burn film.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I think it's about sort of the development of the situation, sort of looking at Toni Collette's family's mental issues. Because I know at first I was like, okay, she seems kind of normal, and then when she went to that grief counseling meeting, I was like, oh yeah, she's a little bit, she's a little off.
Because I think the one thing the film hits hard, and I'm gonna just like make this my last point, is that we inherit the sins of our parents, whether they be big or small. We inherit our parents' sins, and this film like hit that home.
Now, if your parents are into witchcraft, that's anyway.
Right.
We gonna stop it at that. I don't want to mess Nicole's viewing.
No, you're
Hereditary.
fine. My dad's like actually atheist, and my mom's a Catholic. So it's
That'll
been
be an interesting
kind of
discussion.
it's been interesting growing up with them.
Well,
the
I want to
least.
make sure you get a chance to see it. I don't want to ruin it, for you. So.
No, I will. I
I'll
have
look it for
plans for
myself.
sure.
I hope Toni gets nominated, but they don't nominate those type of films. The Exorcist was an exception, but I hope she gets nominated.
I think she met. You know what?
Maybe.
Maybe we got to see because this is probably of this year. I think this is probably the second best movie, maybe the first best movie I've seen this year so far. Well,
The year ain't over.
the year's not over. It's far from over, but it was a solid performance. We see. I'm looking forward to the next Jordan Peele movie that's coming out, Us,
Yeah.
in March 2019. That's gonna be good. So all right, y'all. This is gonna be an interesting topic today. So we're gonna do a little bit of a flashback in terms of our music. So we're looking at music from the past 20 years
Songs from the past.
Songs from the past.
Nostalgic songs you grew up with.
that you grew up with, the sort of, that's forever with you, right? It's like you hear the song, it takes you back to that place. Like, oh yeah, I remember this. It was like 5th grade, in this situation.
some of them like made you who you are today. Some of them made you realize, okay, I was that back then, and now today I'm different. You know.
So who wants to kick this off? Who want to start with their first flashback? Give us the name of the song. Let's do the year too. What year the song came out? If you know.
Wait, let me do it. What's the first album you bought with your own money?
That was a little Bow Wow. Was it dog? What is it? What's the title of that one? He had like the Cleveland Browns.
I know what you're
was it
talking
called?
about. I know what you're talking about.
Oh shoot,
Lil Bow Wow.
I forgot the name of the.
Was it his first album?
The first album, yeah. Beware the Dog. I believe.
Yeah, Beware of the Dog.
Yeah, Beware the Dog.
Okay.
That's the first time I bought my own money, and I was proud of it. And now I'm not that proud. But.
Bow Wow still slaps to me. But okay. I guess all right, so that's yours.
Well, it was a cassette tape, and the first one I bought like with like money that I like put aside and I saved was Bone Thugs and Harmony, Creeping on the Come Up.
Oh.
Okay, that's with No Surrender on it.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, that's pretty classic. Eazy-E was on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
How old were you at that time? I mean, I ain't trying to give away no ages or nothing like
10.
that. Okay.
I mean, I've had this discussion with my parents. I'm like, did y'all have a life insurance policy or something on me? Because I was allowed to go to Bone Thugs and Harmony concerts without parents.
Oh wow.
I was like 11.
Oh,
They didn't know who they were, did
Yeah,
they?
I knew it was a rap concert. That's why I asked questions. Like, did y'all know where I was going? They said, well, nobody gonna bother you. We made sure we put ponytails in your hair and barrettes.
He was 11 years old at the concert.
with my cousin, who was 2 years older than me.
What about Predators? I mean,
Right.
All right. Hey,
the world was different like 10, 20 years ago.
A little bit. I mean, there's still predators and yeah.
Nobody bothered us. They
Right.
like
That's,
we
they're
would
probably
hear.
impressed.
the Lord was watching over y'all.
We would hear people like, "What these little ass girls doing here?"
Just jamming in the front of the yeah.
That's nice.
Okay. Nicole, what you?
The first album I bought was the soundtrack to Power Rangers.
That's solid. That's
The soundtrack.
The
to Power
actual
Rangers,
movie.
though.
So like it had like Van Halen on it and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
with Dr. Ooze. You talking about
Yeah.
the movie with Dr. Ooze?
And they had like "Don't Burst Your Bubble" type of song.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was really weird hip hop, fun children music.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, that was. They were good.
Yeah, they did like a remake of Higher Ground, I believe, in that
Okay.
one.
Okay.
With Stevie Wonder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet. Okay, with my own money, I gotta say, the Eminem show edited. You know, no, my mom wouldn't let me get parental at all.
Yeah, you had to get that.
She closely watched that. It was my favorite album back then, and it's one of my favorite albums now. I don't think it's an overrated album. It has aged badly a little bit because Eminem was like
All
very.
his songs aged badly.
And no, Stan is a classic.
All right.
And Eminem was very irreverent back then, and and you could look at it now and say that most of it's childish, but I mean, I still bump most of it. You know, I still love "Without Me." I still love cleaning my closet. The man dissed his own mama. If that ain't hard, I don't know what is.
If that ain't hereditary. No.
right. If that ain't
I
hereditary.
think I saw a meme about that, and I wish I could remember it on top of my head now. Like, you can't mess with Eminem. He dissed his own mom.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I thoroughly like that album, but a lot. I feel like with a lot of songs, the edited just like bumped a lot of things out. Like I don't think Drips with Obi Trice played at all. I think it straight up skipped over that song.
It was like we can't add this one to it.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was disappointed in Obi Trice for that song because his skills like far exceeded that content of that song.
I'm a kid, man. You know, I don't look at skill. I'm not even looking at lyricism back then. I
At
just
that
say,
point.
here's a white guy that can rap that's singing rude things. I like him.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Randy, you want to chime in on this one? First album?
I think it was In Sync, but it was an import version because it has bonus tracks.
Oh.
No strings attached?
No.
Oh, the
In
one
Sync is
before
self-titled.
that. Wasn't it self-titled?
Yeah, self-titled.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I used to wake up to that every morning. That was my alarm clock. It's tearing up. Like, that's how it would start every morning for me.
I was a Backstreet Boys fan, so
Backstreet Boys was
I
trash.
can't relate.
And good night, everyone.
Right.
Show's canceled.
All right,
I've
we're
seen
over.
Backstreet Boys like 3 times now, and they're amazing every time.
I mean, they're still out strong. Though. I think they were on like Good Morning America or something recently.
They still together. It's
Yeah.
not like
They're
In
still together.
Sync.
But you know, JT, his star just shot.
Yeah.
Like he had to go solo.
He was the Beyonce of the group.
He would. He definitely was.
They were all on Ellen actually recently, and all of them
Hmm.
looked like crap except for Justin Timberlake.
That's because they are all middle-aged men.
Old.
Yeah.
Right.
And all the other ones, they
Some
got
receding
they got a
hairlines
car note.
going
They-
Right, they ain't getting the NSYNC money anymore, so they gotta find real jobs.
So y'all just want to go off just straight off songs from here on out, or because I still got some albums, but I got songs and albums. So
So I do want to touch on something. And these are hip hop songs that are 20 years old this
Right.
year.
Okay.
All right, the first one is Lauryn Hill and Doo Wop. That thing.
that's not one of my favorite songs on that album. Like
No?
I mean, I like the album. I understand its significance, but it's not one of my favorites.
All right, Juvenile, back that ass up.
Oh, I love
20
that
years
song.
old.
Dude.
Hey, when in the club, when that come on, everybody just runs to the
What's
dance
it?
floor.
Cash Money,
Dude, I
99 to
remember
2000.
I took a road trip to Alabama with my parents
Hmm.
for a family reunion, and my dad listened to 400 Degrees all the way
They always turned.
down
No wonder you was
there.
listening to Bone Thugs and concerts and stuff.
I had the same memory. We was going to Six Flags, and my uncle played Crying 2001 the whole way. And we were kids, and he just played it the whole way.
I'm
Hey,
ashamed. My dad made us listen to Alanis Morissette,
Oh.
the Cranberries.
like you listen to Ironic, isn't it? Ironic?
Yeah, that's what he played on full blast.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
I had to listen to
want
Jack
you
and Little
to
Pill
know.
in secret. Like I couldn't tell nobody.
That's the best angry music
Alanis
for
Mo-
females.
Alanis Morissette singing though is very interesting.
I think she's angry.
It's pure anger.
It's anger. It's like
That's what's awesome about it.
Yeah, I like her.
She's getting it out there.
Another person, Will Smith, getting jiggy with it.
I
See,
like
every-
that. See, this is
everybody-
this is my 8th grade year.
Right.
So yeah, I like Big Willie style a lot. That album, Nas wrote a lot.
That's
on that
one of the
album.
few songs by him I don't like. Like I like it because I understand its significance, but I'm more of a summertime guy.
You know, like Welcome to Miami. Welcome to Miami.
I like Wild Wild
Bienvenidos.
West, Men in Black, Just the Two of Us, and I think that's it.
Oh, okay. The Locks, Money, Power, Respect. It's the key to life. Money,
I
power,
don't know
respect.
that one.
Okay.
I know the Locks though.
Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life.
Yeah, it's significant. It's boundary pushing as far as sample wise.
Master P, Make 'Em Say, 20 years old.
I'm a what's that song?
Which one?
I'll get back. Come back to me. Come back to me.
All right, Silk the Shocker, It Ain't My Fault.
I don't know.
It ain't my fault. Did I do that?
I don't know.
DMX, Rough Rider Anthem, 20 years
Oh
old.
yes.
That's
is
off
crazy.
It's Dark as Hell Is Hot.
Yep.
The first time I heard that song, I think I was watching Down to Earth with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
But he
Oh,
was
yeah.
singing it as an old white man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He got in a lot of trouble.
They said, "Yo, dog." Punched him out.
Tupac Changes. 20
I
years old.
love that song.
That's a good one.
I vaguely remember that.
It was on the double disc, the greatest hits.
Oh, okay.
Prass, Ghetto Superstar, featuring Maya. Ghetto Super.
No, but he has another song I like with Old Dirty Bastard. That's good.
Yeah.
Him and Old Dirty Bastard. I forgot.
It's
What about Bout It?
I don't know if that's.
About that's like
don't know
more
if
than
that's-
20
yeah, that's
years
way more than
old.
20
That's
years.
way
I was about
more.
to say that's the Masterpiece song I know though. I think he was featured.
It's a few more. So Jermaine Dupri, Money Ain't a Thing.
I get the significance.
You don't like that's a good song.
Nah. I love Volume 2, but nah.
You know, Jermaine Dupri had his own album with that song on there also, but nobody remembers it.
Yeah. Outkast, Rosa Parks.
Yeah. I remember she was mad that her
push
song was the
simple.
title, that her name was the title though.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
think
it
I
really-
love that song though.
It's a good song,
I
man.
love that album.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aquemini.
Black Star, Respiration, featuring Common. So
Okay.
that's Talib Kweli and Mos Def. Black Star.
The whole album flows through itself through me, so I don't know individual songs. I just know the whole album.
That was the single.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I just know the whole album. I don't know singles.
And then last is Public Enemy, He Got Game.
Okay.
And that's for the soundtrack
Right,
of the
the
song.
movie.
For the movie,
He got game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 20 years old. That's crazy. So with that being said, I mean, what are some songs? Let's go on our list of songs that you all believe were good songs back in the day.
You want to go?
No, I got to think about it for a minute. You put me on the
Well,
spot.
basically that list is like from like my 8th grade
Yeah.
/ freshman year of high school. But like Aquemini, like when Biggie said, "I let the tape rock till the tape pop." Like we played Aquemini so much that the tape didn't play anymore.
It popped.
It literally popped, like it was distorted. Like I don't know what this is. Like
yeah, it's like when you play like an album too much. Like back in my day, we were gifted. We had iPods, so like, it's like when you play an album too much, you know every song. Like you just don't want to hear it no more. I feel you on that.
Then when you love the song so much, you had the ringback tone.
Right.
Like yes,
I had Pretty Ricky ringback tones.
everybody had Pretty Ricky.
Dude,
Seriously.
this song, it defined. I think this is a little before high school, but this song, man, it used to be my go-to song. Like I would mess up the dance a lot, but Young Jock is going down. I would geek out to that song.
I was in college when that came out.
Man, that whole era of music, just like that's high school for
But
me, man.
like what happened? Like my roommate, she went to Atlanta, and then she came back, and she was like, "You gotta hear this song. Like this song is so good." And she played it for me. I'm like, "This song is trash. Like this song is not good."
Well,
and then like a couple months later, that Young Jock song was everywhere.
Well,
Everywhere.
if you hype up a dance single like it's the next great hope, then yeah, people gonna say it's not good. But
you couldn't do the motorcycle?
Right.
I just caught that.
No, I could do. I was overdoing it though. Like I was doing the pre-dab. Like and people were like, "Anthony, stop overdoing it. You can't ride a motorcycle
You was
like
doing
this."
the dad before the dad was in existence. huh?
Right.
No, that Crank That Soldier Boy, that was a frustrating song. I'm like,
That was.
y'all, every party I went to, like, y'all, let's do the Crank That Soldier Boy.
I just seen a wedding party do it. I saw.
Yeah, I think like Crank That, Report Card, and Throw Some D's. Those were all songs that like existed like in tandem.
Right. I'm like, for real. No,
Some
in
D's.
Laffy Taffy too.
I love that song.
Shake that Laffy Taffy. Yeah, I swear those songs were pretty much they were one. I can't. They were. I swear. I'm like this is.
It makes me think of like all the high school dances I did
All
not
of
want to
them.
go to because they were
All of
played
them.
the entire time.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know you got something to say, Aunt.
Chicken Noodle Soup.
Chicken noodles.
I really enjoyed that song, man. I feel like,
I like
this
the
makes
video.
no sense, but I love it. And that was basically just the songs I listened to. I said it makes no sense, but I love it.
It was such a New York video too, man. They had the Timbs on doing a little dance.
Right.
And
And the guy kept talking like, oh, hold up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know?
All right, y'all. Run down like some of your favorite songs from your senior year of high school.
oh shoot, I gotta look this up. Hold on. Senior year,
Do you remember what you was listening
2008?
to?
It was
Senior
a lot of
year,
songs.
I mean, there was like they all blend. All the years blend together to
Yeah.
me, Shayna.
I'm
like-
googling this.
I do know, like, throughout high school, I listened to Green Day's American Idiot nonstop. And, like, now when I think about it and listen to it, I just am like, what was I so angry about? Oh,
Boulevard-
my God.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams is my go-to song.
Oh, that's a
man.
good- that's a good
the
one.
good one.
It was awesome. I mean, my dad took me to my first concert. I did not get to go to a concert when I was 11. And he took me and my girlfriend, and he had Dookie was one of the first albums he owned when he moved out and like married my mom and stuff.
Okay.
So he was like so hyped up to take us. And it was the most embarrassing thing ever because
He
later
was jamming, wasn't he?
he was jamming, but like he's like this little tiny looking leprechaun man. So I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, but at the same time, I'm standing there in the audience like with a wife beater, a tie, and like a pair of Dickies and like heavy eyeliner. So I mean, I guess we're all
Hilarious.
embarrassing.
That was for the culture, though.
For
You
the
was doing that for the culture.
Oh yeah. I
So-
definitely experienced with things.
I got one. Go ahead, man.
So songs for 2008.
Yeah.
I'm pointing these out. All right, Lollipop, Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah, that was
That's
that
10
was
years
the
old
song.
now.
though.
That's
That's
10
10 years
years
old
old.
now.
You know when you could never tell the difference between Static Major and Lil Wayne on that song? Like
That's true.
Everybody,
R.I.P. Static Major.
yeah, everybody was like, "Where is Static Major on the song? Which part is he singing?" I said, "No, that's him. No,
Right,
that's
that's-
Wayne. No, that's Wayne. No, that's Static." You know, I love that song.
Hey, Lil Wayne. That year, Lil Wayne had a couple. He had a Millie.
We gotta talk about the Carter 3 for a minute.
Oh,
that
yeah.
that album made a lot to me growing up. Like I said, like this album is classic to me. Like I remember listening to that in tandem with the Drought 3, which I think is one of the best mixtapes ever,
Wasn't
in my
he
opinion.
part of Juvenile at one point?
Hot Boys.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were all part of Hot Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, then another Lil Wayne, Mrs. Officer. That one came
That
out.
song was a little corny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he had a lot of songs in 2008.
I like
yeah.
Comfortable better than
Yeah, Comfortable was better.
Mrs. Officer.
But I remember I used to love Playing with Fire and Shoot Me Down.
Oh,
I said
yeah.
these songs are great.
All right, who else? What year you graduated on, Nicole?
2008.
2008. Okay,
Yeah.
we got the same song list.
You're all babies.
What about? I'm not really an Omarion fan. My girl has a crush on him, but
Oh, Icebox.
yes, Icebox remix with
Oh.
Usher.
I worked at a daycare and we had the Kids Bop version, and I would listen to it just to like keep me from going crazy.
The
Dude.
Kids Bop version of oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like at that time and point, it was like a passing of the crown because I know Usher had Confessions and he was talking to Omarion like, "Remember Confessions?" And I was like, "Oh man, that's cold," because he's referencing his own stuff. And I'm like, I really love Icebox remix.
Yeah, my senior year of high school, the Blueprint came out.
Oh,
Stillmatic, Word of Mouth. So,
okay.
Oh, Ludacris did have a good album.
Yes.
so yeah, just
Yeah, Ludacris. He was killing it.
I've always liked him, but some people don't like him because they think he's too animated. I've always
That's a
liked
good thing, though.
Ludacris.
Yeah, he does his thing.
His videos were always great though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
They're crazy to watch.
Yeah.
There was a song that I used to listen to by this rapper called The Joker called Blow It All. I love that song, and like there was somebody featured on there, and they were using auto tune, and I was like, oh my god, this guy sounds so horrible. He ain't never gonna have a career. That guy turned out to be Future. He's gotten better, of course, but when I first heard him on that song, I'm like, oh my god, he ruined this. But yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Ludacris, like remember those same parents I was telling y'all about that let me go to a concert at 11. So my senior year of high school, I was listening to the Choices soundtrack, and it's a song on there called "This Bitch That Hoe."
Wait, hold on. They didn't even try. They was like, all right, y'all.
And I left the CD in my dad's car, and he came in the house. I could see the steam coming off the top of his head. Like, you can't drive my car for 2 weeks. What the hell is this? And when he said, "What the hell is this?" he had my Choices CD like broken into two.
Oh no.
Oh.
Dang, that's messed up.
I mean, I've downloaded it on my computer and burned another one.
LimeWire
Oh,
was
Lime-
back then. Was LimeWire back then?
It was Aimster.
Oh yeah, Aimster. Shoot.
It was Aimster. Because it was Napster, and then Napster got caught up.
Yeah.
And then it was Aimster, and then it was LimeWire.
Okay.
LimeWire.
I'm trying to think another.
The previous two didn't have as many viruses.
I got a lot, man. You know, I went through a Nickelback phase. Like when,
Oh, Nickel.
God.
Oh my god.
let me talk. Let me talk.
Oh,
He
Ben-
said this at work the other day, and I was like, you shouldn't say that out loud.
Right.
Dude, listen, man. When Rockstar came out, I loved that song.
Don't worry, I'll take this all out in post processing.
Dude, I loved Rockstar, man. Rockstar was one of my favorite songs, and that album alone.
I like the video a lot.
Yeah, and you know, like Saving Me and Far Away and Next Contestant. I know it's melodramatic, but I really liked it for my age, and I, you know, once in a while I still do bump it. I ain't got no shame
What's
in it.
wrong with Nickelback and Creed?
No,
Like,
Creed
when
was
I-
Creed was my band.
People,
When
'cause-
you are with me.
well, that's how Shaq Kroger sounds.
Everyone had that voice
Seriously.
in like the 90s to early 2000s.
It's like that. I can't even explain it.
Y'all
Just
gonna
like
tell
It's like a
me.
very guttural
Man,
Yeah.
I told.
voice.
Well, I remember I was working at Home Depot, and I told some white people that I like Creed. They was like, "What? What? No,
Creed?
you
What's
don't
that?
Y'all
know."
gonna tell me? Y'all gonna tell me when y'all saw the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire that when Shaq Kroger's Hero came on that y'all didn't get lit?
Oh, you know
That
what?
song
Yeah.
is
but
cold.
that's just Chad Kroger.
He's Nickelback. I mean, come on, man. What are you saying?
That song's different
You know,
than like.
I don't like
Listen,
that
man,
Spider-Man
Black
anymore,
Thought-
though, either.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire's the worst Spider-Man.
I
yeah, I
cannot
agree.
stand him.
Why don't you just stay as the engineer and just get out of this?
Oh,
But everybody agrees with him that he's not like.
he was.
Tobey
he
Maguire was
pretty
one
bad.
of the best
That
Spider-Man.
crying face meme is my favorite thing to send people.
And then the upside down kiss. That's like the.
So y'all telling me Andrew Garfield is better than Tobey Maguire?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Slightly. Yeah.
All y'all blind.
He started Facebook.
Get out of here.
That's-
Yeah. Another rock band I like was Coldplay.
I love Coldplay.
Coldplay was a good one.
All I know is that Vida La Loca song.
They had the-
Viva La Vida from the
Viva La Vida.
iPod commercial.
From the
right?
iPod
Yeah,
commercial.
that's the only one I know.
Really? Their music is just so relaxing and
Seriously.
it's
so
feel good.
relaxing. Like my senior year in high school, I had a research paper due. It was like 10 pages. I listened to Trouble the whole
Yeah.
time.
I love
telling
that
you.
song.
When Clocks comes on, I can't change the radio fast.
I like Yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow's good.
Yeah.
I hate that 40-year-old virgin made a joke about it. It's like, you know how I know you're gay? Because you listen to Coldplay.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, for some reason, everyone just started hating on Coldplay that I knew. So, like, I had to be sad and listen to it alone in my room when no one was watching.
Because people are sheep.
Yeah, I said this. Hey, yo, High School, Loso's Way. I used to love that album. That's Fabulous's album, Loso's
Oh,
Way.
yeah.
It's with that song with the dream. Just throw it in the bag. And,
Yeah.
you know, when the money goes, where the honey stay. That song was cold to me.
Yo, we gotta get some R&B. What's some R&B songs? Oh,
I wasn't really
112.
big on
Peaches and cream. Peaches and cream.
That was
That was
older than me.
Omarion Start, wasn't it?
It's okay, y'all. She don't know.
I don't. Never
No.
mind.
No, it's all good. It's all
was
good.
in
I tried.
B2K.
Yeah, Mario was P2K.
That's what it was.
Peaches and cream was 112.
Yeah, that was high school for me. But
That was
yeah.
a good one. Some other good.
I wasn't big on, The Dream. Rocking that shit.
Oh,
I love Shorty is a 10. I really like that song, man. I thought that song was cold. I thought The Dream was one of the coldest dudes ever growing up.
he was all right.
I really liked
I
him.
just always thought that he should stick to rap. Like he was just weird to me, like, because he looked old and he sounded young. I just
He looked like what's my man from the McDonald commercials, the Hamburglar.
like he was
Oh,
just
man.
weird. Like I did like a lot of his music though.
Yeah. Trying to think of some other people. I'm looking at this list too.
R&B, man. Yeah.
R&B.
Cherish. Remember Cherish?
Cherish, yeah, that was
Yeah.
college
Oh,
for
right.
me.
They had one song that was called Danny Kane was cool. Showstopper.
Oh yeah, and John Legend. That was when he had the hits. John Legend had all the hits.
We're just ordinary people.
Green Light. What else was another one? Ordinary People. I guess the two hits.
Oh, Enough Crying by Mary J. Blige. That's what got me into her.
I don't like Mary J. Blige. I'm
Really?
sorry, y'all.
What's the
My
411 is one of the
dad
greatest
loved her.
albums of all time, though.
I just
Wait,
could
what?
Never,
What's the 411 is one of the greatest of all time.
I just can never get into Mary J. I don't like her voice.
Which
Nothing,
is
nothing against
understandable.
nothing against her.
It's like
just-
basically like the production. Like
Yeah.
Diddy like did his thing with the whole hip hop production behind vocals.
Yeah.
So
I'm not listening to any words y'all say, man. Y'all not
I
gonna,
love Mary J.
y'all not
though.
gonna diminish her in my eyes. But Trey Songz, Ready was a good album though.
Ready was a
I'll
really
admit that
good
as a
album.
man. That was a good album.
Oh yeah.
I liked his first album a lot because it was like pure like R&B. Like he wasn't doing the whole rapping, singing thing on the first album.
Mario. Remember Mario?
Yeah.
I
Is
wasn't
that
really
Let
into
Me
him.
Love You song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, we can't forget my man's my man, what is his name? Shoot, I forgot the name. I come back to me. It'll come
Robin
back.
Sing
Thicke?
a song. You can sing it. Eric got vocals. He was trying to hide it.
He does know how to sing.
I forgot. Let me look it up.
Hey, what about
I'll
Jay
look it up.
Holiday Bed?
Oh yeah.
That was a good song.
to the
But
bed.
like around the time, Chris Brown recorded that also, and then I guess there was some confusion with the paperwork, so he didn't get to release it. Jay Holiday did. So who you think would have done
There
a
you
better?
go again, trying to diminish things from my childhood. Just stop it, man. I like Bed by Jay Holiday.
Do you want the pop perspective from the turn of the century? I graduated in 2001, so 2000,
Oh.
2000
Yeah.
2001 was my senior year. So earlier in senior year was 98 Degrees, Give Me
Oh,
Just
yeah.
One Night, Una Noche.
Oh, yes.
And then right before I graduated, it was like April, I think, Samantha Mumba's second single, Baby Come Over, This Is Our Night.
Oh.
I don't know any of these people.
You don't know
Samantha
98
Mumba?
Degrees?
98
No.
Degrees. They were the
Samantha Mumba.
weak version of Backstreet Boys.
Nah.
Yeah. They
Like
were
by the
definitely
time,
lesser.
because at the time I liked Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Mm.
By the time 98 Degrees, I didn't have any room on my wall. I don't have no room on my wall because my room was weird. Like I had Bone Thugs, I had NSYNC, I had Brian McKnight, I had everybody on my wall.
Oh, yeah. I listened to some crazy stuff when I was like really young in middle school. I listened to like Aaron Carter and Baha Men.
No.
Nice. Samantha Mumba is Irish.
Yes.
She had one album, and then she was in Time Machine with Guy Pearce.
The movie?
The movie, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
She was
cool.
the person from the future.
That's very.
When he traveled into the future, I don't want to.
Right.
I guess I can spoil the movie.
Yeah, you
but
can
I
I
don't
mean, it's
remember.
called The Time Machine. You know what I'm saying?
One of the normal humans who was trying to survive the Morlocks.
I remember I saw that movie and I was getting upset because the wife got shot. And that happened in the beginning. My mom was like, "Be quiet, boy." Yeah. 8 Mile soundtrack. I really used to like that album growing up because like Lose Yourself was like my anthem. I knew every single word. Like I would try my best to omit the curse word when I was around my mama. College Dropout by Kanye West. That album meant a lot to me.
Yeah,
Still
man.
does. Jesus Walks. I know my mom doesn't like me singing that song, but I really like that song.
Another good one, I was going to say Drew Hill.
Yes.
Oh,
Drew Hill.
yeah.
Sounds familiar.
I was obsessed. I was obsessed with Drew Hill. I was.
They could sing. Cisco's
Yeah.
up there killing
Yeah,
it.
vocally, yes. I was obsessed with Drew Hill.
I remember the Thorn song when it came out.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking
Everybody
about now.
everybody was listening to that thing.
I hated the Thorn
Yo,
song. Like,
there's
it
a
was to
song-
me that was like the worst song on the
There's
album.
like one part of that song where he literally just belts out the word home fry and makes it a melody.
Wait, I gotta
It's
Google
in
this.
there. I swear it is.
There's a song. I remember growing up. I wasn't really a Chingy fan, but there was a song he had with Tyrese called "Pulling Me Back."
Yes.
That's a great relationship song. When you get mad with your girl or your man, you play that song. Like it's pretty good.
Okay.
Interesting tidbit about that. Tyrese was featured on the Chingy song, and they sampled SWV's "Rain," and Tyrese was actually in that video.
Oh wow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Tyrese killed it.
Is everything good, Randy?
No, I've got some noise in the.
Oh, we got a little
Everybody-
static.
Is it me?
Everybody wiggle your microphones. The cord.
There we go.
There we go.
I think it was mine. Sorry.
Could be.
Sorry.
But Nicole, hop in this. What's some classic songs or albums that you remember from?
None of it's gonna be R&B because
No, it's
I
all
was
good.
like
It's all
I'll listen.
good.
I listen to everything.
super shy. I did not get physical with anybody until like my 20s.
That's not all it's
So-
about.
Right.
That's baby making music.
Well,
that's,
to
that's
me
a-
at the time,
right,
that's
that's
what it was
different.
about. But one of the biggest albums I remember listening to was Jimmy Eat World, and
Okay.
it was Futures, I think.
Okay.
Just because it had like a really big mixture of having different instruments and all the songs, like, and there were songs that also made you feel good, and also songs that made you reminisce about bad times, and it had good melodies.
Oh, man. You put a song in my head. Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
Oh.
He takes a whiskey drink. He takes a vodka drink. He takes a lot of drinks. He takes a soda drink. You know, I love that song
All
so
right.
much.
Name like a song or album that you liked, but you couldn't tell your friends that you liked.
Aaron Carter. I'm serious. Aaron Carter. I couldn't tell my friends about that.
Eiffel 65 Planet Pop. I think that was the name of the album. It was the album that had Blue and PlayStation.
Oh yeah. I would say I really like Weezer. Anybody listen?
Beverly
Yeah.
Hills.
But you know, growing up in Detroit, you know, no one other than a few of us listen to Weezer.
Right. I liked Weezer. I like that song. What's it called? Woman's Revenge. It was called Pink Friday. Yeah, I couldn't tell the homies I listened to Nicki Minaj. I couldn't tell them. I couldn't tell them.
Man, I could not tell my friends that I loved "Come On Over" by Shania Twain. I love
Oh.
that
I
whole
love Shania Twain.
album. I blast that album. Like of course, I'm at the crib.
Right.
I can blast it. But like when my friends came over, like I had my CDs lined up. I would put that CD in the drawer.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man, I almost let it slip one day. I was sitting with my friends and I heard myself rapping to myself like, "All these bitches are my sons." It's like,
Oh God.
and my
Like,
friend
come
was
on.
like, "Hold up, ain't that Nicki?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I
Pause.
I caught it on Spotify or something." You know.
I remember, and this is a guilty pleasure in like high school. I always watched the country music channel. I ain't gonna lie, I like some country music songs. I mean, some of them were catchy.
Dude,
Some of them were,
I would offend people, man. I'd be like, "Oh, you listen to country?" I said, "I listen to Nickelback," and they would get offended. Like, what?
that's not good.
I know, but it was my closest thing to them. I say Johnny Cash. They say that's folk music. I'm like,
Right.
I don't know.
Oh,
You don't know any country?
I don't know.
You know Rascal Flats? No Sugarland? No.
Nah.
I told this guy in college that I like Shania Twain. He was like, "That's like a white person telling you that they like Tupac." Like,
Right. It's just like
But
we
white
all
people
do.
like
Right.
Tupac.
I love Shania Twain.
Right.
Any man of mine, if that song comes on, I will get up and dance. Like I have to. It's programmed in me.
I lived out in the country in middle school and had to ride the school bus for almost an hour. And the bus driver swore the radio was broken and it would only tune into the country music station. So like all of those late '90s country songs are just in my head.
Yeah.
They're like etched into my brain. Jukebox junkie and
Yeah.
That's just
yeah, huh?
I'm not like that big on country. My dad went through a phase. He went
hate it.
through a lot of phases where he was really into it. And he's that person who will play the song on repeat for hours, full blast, and doesn't care if he's driving anyone else crazy.
Yeah, I got one. Does My Ring Burn Your Finger by Buddy Miller. That's a country song I like.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what is your favorite movie soundtrack?
Power Rangers.
Oh, that was your first one.
I want to say 8 Mile, but I'm not sure because I really like that soundtrack, but I'm not sure.
Dead Presidents.
Oh, that's a good one. I like Love Jones.
Love Jones
Get
is
Rich or
good.
Die Trying was good too. I was in the Aftermath phase. I liked everybody on Aftermath. So Get Rich or Die Trying
that was
and
a
8
good one.
Mile. It wasn't a bad soundtrack, man. Hustler's Ambition is one of 50 Cent's best songs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Lyrically, that's one of his best.
I like Drumline soundtrack. Just because they played all of the, the hits.
Like Mike's soundtrack was cold.
Oh, you know what soundtrack I owned was Snakes on a Plane.
No, wait, what were the songs? I'm about to Google.
I know that. Strangely, I know that, though.
Because like they had all like The Academy Is and Panic at the Disco, Cobra Starship, all that like punk pop like
Yeah, they did.
terrible high school music that we all loved. Fall Out Boy.
What about the original Batman soundtrack with Prince? Was that good? I never listened to it.
Are
Any
you
Prince
sure
fans
it's
in the
Prince,
building?
Or is it Seal? Because there was a Batman that had that Kiss
No,
from
the
a Rose
first
song.
Batman
Seal was from-
soundtrack, it was all Prince.
Oh,
Seal was from Batman Forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best thing about that movie.
For real.
Kiss from a Rose.
That song, I love that song. I definitely listen to that alone in my car a lot.
I remember my mom and I used to listen to Confessions in the car, and I was obsessed with with Lil Jon and Ludacris. It's really Lil Jon's song.
Everyone was obsessed with that song.
And my mom discovered Let It Burn, so she skipped to track 6. I'm like, what you doing, Ma? Go to track 2. She was like, no, let's listen to this song. And, because Let It Burn is a slow song, I never really got into it because I was so obsessed with
The Yeah song reminds me of the Will Smith movie. What was it? Where they like in the club, like, this is how you dance. Just
Hitch.
Yep, Hitch.
Yes.
That came after, though, didn't it? Hitch came after, didn't it?
Yeah, it had
But
to have.
yeah,
Yeah.
it did. But they played that song in Hitch.
That's a cutesy movie. I don't really like Hitch.
I watched it a bunch of times.
You don't like
Well,
rom-coms, so you don't
Yeah.
like that.
No, I do like rom-coms. I like Crazy Stupid Love, but Hitch is okay.
I think I just don't like Kevin James.
He's all right,
Yeah,
man.
He was Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Sometimes he knows how to step up.
you can't hate him for that.
I didn't get into U2 until college, and
When they forced you
When
to.
they forced you.
right when the album forcibly
I was
downloaded.
so
to my-
mad. I'm like, can I get this off of here?
I
But
still
why
have
were
it.
you
Still
mad?
got-
You can delete it.
It's still in your cloud.
Right. I don't want to hear you. And it was like some of
But
the
you
most
know what?
obscure songs too.
Yeah,
Hey.
like I like their albums before that,
Right.
and then they like forced this crap on.
I'm
me.
like, if
don't-
you gonna
Listen,
do
man.
that, put the greatest hits.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Man,
like I want to
listen,
hear
man.
some Vertigo or something like
Raised
that.
by Wolves is a great song to me. I can picture that song playing in the grave with Liam Neeson. That's a U2 song on that album. I think Raised by Wolves was cold. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, man, I like this guy. What's his name? Bono? Like,
Another guilty pleasure is Dave Matthews Band.
I just babysat for a family who went to the concert on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and they were the most uptight family I've ever met.
God.
Also, so chill though. But
They were
the
chill
mom,
but uptight.
Yeah, the mom got home at like 11:30 and just like looked at me, and she normally will always want to talk to me before she leaves for like a good half hour.
Yeah.
And she just looked at me with like a McChicken in her hand and like
She's
blinked
drunk.
once and like just went up the stairs. And her awkward husband's just like, I'm just gonna give you money and you can go. She's done today.
She's drunk
I'm
at
like,
11 o'clock.
oh, Dave Matthews Band must have been
Yep.
Yeah.
must have been a lot bigger
I
than
was-
I thought.
I was older than y'all when they came out, but Pretty Ricky was a guilty pleasure.
dude,
I
Your
couldn't-
Body, that's a dope
I
song
couldn't
to
tell
me.
nobody that I
either.
thoroughly enjoyed
Nah.
Pretty Ricky.
Listen, On the Hotline is a great song to me.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
good.
really bumped that song. That and Tipsy were great songs to me. But no, it was because it was my high school sweetheart's fault, but I got a little bit into Paramore.
Oh yeah.
I
Just a
loved
little bit.
Paramore.
a little bit.
All We Know is a pretty good song, but other than that, I liked Haley Williams on Airplanes.
Yep. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
B.O.B. came out for the first time. He was pretty good. I liked Up in the Sky, I'll Be in the Sky.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great
It
single.
sounded kind of like an Outkast type of song.
Yeah. But I felt like he had like a good group he was inspired by though.
Another good one. I love the collaboration between Jay-Z and Linkin Park, The Numb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was a good
That
one.
album.
Yeah.
that was a nice matchup though. I didn't think that would work, but
It
that
worked.
worked well. And him and R. Kelly, Best of Both Worlds.
Mhm.
I love that title
We
track.
can't speak on R. Kelly though. We
I've
can't.
met R. Kelly. I shook his hand once at Disney
How
World.
did-
I
how
got
did
him
it go?
all
Oh,
places.
So how did it go? He was at Disney World.
Yeah.
He would have been at Disney World.
My dad was trying to get me to go on a roller coaster, and I was crying because I didn't want to go. So then all of a sudden, like,
the Pied Piper. There you go.
are you okay?
Our headphones came up. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go keep finishing.
So, we're sitting outside of the roller coaster while my mom and my brother go on. And this Cadillac, like, convertible drives by,
This
and
is
it's
a
like got
Boondock skit.
Mickey Mouse and some gentleman I didn't know who was at the time, like, just coming down the road and like a big crowd of people following him.
Yeah.
And my dad's sitting next to me and he goes, oh my God, that's R. Kelly. You need to go shake his hand right now. So all the little kids are like running up and shaking his hand. So like we have a picture of like R. Kelly riding in a car with Mickey Mouse
It
and
makes sense now.
me shaking his hand.
Was he singing I Believe I Can Fly?
Hey, that was a
No.
song though.
That was
Yeah,
a
it
good
was.
song though.
Oh my God. R.
Trapped
Kelly.
in the Closet. I really
Oh.
like
I
that music
loved
video.
watching those videos.
It got old after a minute.
Yeah,
He had way too many.
Yeah, because
he
then he had like a
overblown it.
midget in like a cupboard. Like,
Right,
Part
yeah.
56.
Yeah.
chapter five.
I put some on deodorant.
I got my Beretta.
Like, what? It's like,
Yeah.
it got old after a minute.
I remember my mom first heard that song. She was waiting on the radio for it to come back on again. She says R. Kelly has a play. I'm like, huh? She's like, I'm trying to listen. She's waiting for them to play it.
I like how she calls it a play.
Right.
That was something else. It was not a
Okay.
play though.
The one person that was a part of everybody's childhood, Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just introduced my daughter to Michael Jackson. It was 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. She was telling me about some Backpack Boy. She was like, he's the best dancer.
God.
And I'm like, what? So I looked it up, and he was doing the floss.
Oh yeah, the little weird.
And I
kid with
said,
the
wait,
long
hold
arms.
on. I'm going to show you the best dancer. So we watched Michael Jackson videos, and she was real excited. And she came home the next day. She came home Thursday, and she was like, Mommy, Miles told me that Michael Jackson died. Is that true?
Oh.
I said, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, well, how did he die?
Oh.
I said, a heart attack. She was like, well, Miles told me that a doctor put a needle in his arm with too much medicine. And that's how he died.
Oh.
She was like, was he telling the story? I said, who is Miles?
Right. Miles is too grown. He knows too much.
She's like, he's in my class. So another 7-year-old told you this. She was like, was he telling the story? I said, no, Jordan. He was telling the truth.
No.
And
But
what'd she
she-
say?
She was like, okay, but she loves Michael Jackson. She's been obsessed with Michael Jackson for the past 4 days.
Michael
That's dope,
Jackson,
man.
that's good because Michael Jackson was the only artist who consistently, I swear, like every decade, he has so many hits. It's like, it's amazing just his well, unfortunately, rest in peace, but his musical longevity and
Yeah, even albums
Just
after
fame.
even albums released after his death sell a lot too. Like I remember my mom introduced me to Thriller, and I used to want to dance like him, but I get in trouble because I grab my crouch a lot. And she was like, "No, don't do that. Just do the moonwalk." And then I'd still do it, grab my crouch, and she'd be like, "Just sit down." Like,
another underrated person was Luther Vandross.
Oh, yeah.
I swear he didn't get the credit
Was
he
he
deserved.
underrated?
no, he got his credit.
I think
He got his credit.
props.
Yeah.
He was on like one of my Totally Hit CDs. That was like the knockoff version of Now.
Oh God, the
Dude,
now.
hearing
What
now.
are they on now? 50?
Yeah, they on
Like
something.
68 or something.
Yo, we gotta talk about somebody underrated for real. Sean Paul.
Oh, he's still going strong too.
Breakout, Temperature, We Be Burning,
Yeah.
and Step Up. The only thing I liked about Step Up was him and Keisha Cole's song "Give It Up to Me." That's the only thing I liked about it.
You know what, Sean Paul? I don't know what he's saying, but
We
he,
be burning, we be.
Right.
You know that's about
But he
weed.
had-
Come on, man.
no, it's just so hard to like his accent is so thick. It's kind of hard to really hear what he's saying.
I
But
have a personal problem with it.
Uh-oh.
What's
He was
wrong?
on like this video game growing up. It was like this wrestling video game. It had like Snoop Dogg in it. A a ton of like really famous rappers, and
Def Jam Vendetta.
yes,
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Def Jam Vendetta.
me
Fight
and
for
my
New
brother
York is the
would
best.
play that all the time, but I could never beat Sean Paul. And it's like, how come I can beat like Snoop Dogg and all these people, but Sean Paul, really? He's gonna
Oh
be the
my
hardest
God.
one to beat?
A lot of those rap, like Joe Budden was big on it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Joe Budden is not this muscular.
Well,
Right.
Pump It Up was a
Pump-
pretty
pump.
awesome song. Pump It Up, you know.
but he
That,
was free.
that was before
Right.
that was before he was depressed though, and became the old grouchy guy.
Speaking of depressed, in the what was it in college?
Cry Me a River?
No, Kid Cudi in college. He was.
You know what
think
though?
he's
He
still
was
like
lit
that.
though. He was lit.
No, he was good. Yeah,
Right.
I liked him.
Like Down and Out, I didn't really like Down and Out, but I liked other songs on that album. Like The
Yeah.
Sky Might Fall. That's a great emo song to rock out to
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he does have a new album with
with Kanye.
Kanye. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, I was out of college. That was like my first like job out of college. Like,
Do y'all remember Youngbloods Presidential?
yes,
No.
The
Oh, yeah.
Southern rap group. I liked
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
with Andre 3000's cousin.
And then you had 303. Don't trust the hoe.
Oh,
You
I
never
definitely
trust
listened
the
to a lot
hoe.
of 303.
I love that song.
Can't relate.
But I gotta say, in rap, in the early 2000s, I would say early to mid or to late 2000s, the South, especially like Houston, Atlanta, was killing it. They
Young-
still- I guess they still are. They still are.
Young Dro, Rubber Band Banks,
Yeah,
Shoulder Lean.
Shoulder
Remember the
lean.
Shoulder Lean?
My man's what was the Paul Wall? Remember Paul?
Paul Wall was great too.
Paul Wall's killing it. Yeah. And then the chopped and screw there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Houston had a run for maybe about a summer.
I really thought of T.I. as the king. Like I really like that album. That's another album that defines my young years. The King was a great album to me.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
ATL, I never really liked that movie.
You know, like
I like Lauren London, but she was the only thing I liked about it.
And now she's isn't she with Lil Wayne or did
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey
Well,
Hussle.
they
Okay.
recently broke up. I don't know.
And they got back there. Well,
Yeah,
they?
it happens.
Right.
Jamie Foxx, Unpredictable.
oh yeah, I love
Blame it. I love that
Blame it on the-
song.
But I've been obsessed with like my sisters are older, so my older sister, she had his first album that came out in like '94, and she would play that over and over and over again. So I've always been obsessed with Jamie Foxx, the singer.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would sing, of course, on the Jamie Foxx show. He would have the original songs that he would sing.
Right.
And then Unpredictable is a really good album. Static Major, rest in peace. He wrote a couple of songs on there as well.
Okay. Yeah, I always thought like he surprised me, and that was around the time Ray was out, right? Yeah, he
Yeah.
surprised me with his voice. I never knew he could sing.
I thought that he did good riding that wave.
Oh, for sure.
Dreamgirls, soundtrack and movie.
Yeah.
That was a cultural event.
Jennifer Hudson, my God.
I love Beyonce, but she can't act.
Mm-mm. She was in Gold Member. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why did you do that
Well,
to
don't
yourself?
don't diss Austin Powers, but you know she as far as her and Goldmember, yeah, she was
Yeah,
she was the eye candy.
Yeah.
Who would y'all consider the best actor turned singer, rapper, or vice versa?
Most Def.
Most Def? Okay.
Most Def is a great actor, and as we know, he's a great lyricist.
Yeah. He is an underrated actor, though. I agree. The movie with him and Bruce, was it Bruce Willis?
16 Blocks.
16 Blocks. I like that one. That was a good one.
Ice-T.
I
No,
see. Yeah.
no.
You know how I feel about Donald Glover.
Oh yeah,
Oh, right.
that's
Yeah.
her man.
Yeah.
When This Is America drops, she's like, Anthony, did you watch it? I was like,
I
yeah.
was so excited, and he's like sitting next to me, listening to me
No,
listen to
we
it
were
on
excited on the
repeat.
podcast. Like, you gotta watch it. The video came out last night, came out this morning. He like,
Right. You know,
No, y'all-
look at
y'all-
social media.
Y'all know how I feel about singles, though. I like to listen to the album, but yeah,
no
I
album coming.
yeah, I know, and I know how great the video is. But what about Jamiroquai Canned Heat?
Wait, what?
Canned Heat.
Can't.
The song Canned Heat
I remember
from the end of Napoleon Dynamite when Napoleon Dynamite's dancing to it.
Oh.
I gotta remember that. I don't remember that one.
I remember Virtual Insanity because like that video, like everybody thought that video was crazy. With the was the room moving? Was the furniture moving?
What about The Game? The Game made a statement with the documentary, like Dreams.
I thought Dre made a statement more. Like the producers made a statement more. So like projection wise,
I don't agree with
feel
you.
like the documentary is a classic, but lyrically, no.
Hate It or Love It, Underdogs on Top. And I'm gonna shine on me until the rock star. Come on, envy me.
Man, I
I'm the
remember
best
somebody
MVP.
made. I
I'm
remember
going
I was on a
nowhere.
message board. And somebody made a list of all the names that he dropped during the album and how many times he said it. I think he said Dre like 50 times.
That's his signature style.
and
He
then
drops
he said,
people.
like, and they went all the way down to Chris Rock. I think he said Chris Rock once.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna hate me for this. Flow Rider.
Hey, no, that belongs in the conversation.
Heat,
Low was a
man.
great song with T-Pain.
Flow Rider was everywhere in college. I swear.
Yes.
And I'm so stupid. For the last time, I kept asking myself, why is he calling himself Flow Rider?
Oh gosh.
Somebody just showed me a piece of paper and wrote Florida on it and separated. I was like, oh, I feel
Yeah,
dumb.
it took me a while to catch
Wow.
on to that too.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's just me and Eric. And
Wait, what's going on?
y'all didn't know Flow Rider.
Right. Y'all didn't.
I did listen, man. Listen, I'm a kid. I got short attention span. I'm like, oh, Flow Rider.
Man,
Where's
I
that
made
come
the
from?
mistake one day of wearing apple bottoms and boots
Boots
with fur on them to work one day.
It was clowning. It was clowning you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Legit. She blew up in the late 2000s. Taylor Swift. She was freaking everywhere.
I think that was
2000.
that senior year. You belong with me. I like that
That was
song
like
though.
2006. Yeah.
I like that
Yeah, I was
song.
in college.
I was in college too when Taylor Swift started.
And I was
getting
pissed off when Ye dumped on her like that. And my man, some Twilight, I was like, dog, why didn't you say something? Like, you
Right.
letting this guy do this to her?
big. I don't know.
messed up.
I don't trust her. I feel like she's hiding something. I don't think she.
Do
I
you
don't
want to
think
know what she's
She's an
hiding?
industry plant.
No, not at all. I just don't want to know anything about her.
I don't know nothing enough about her.
What about Jeremiah birthday song and I'm a Star?
I don't remember I'm a Star,
It's
but I
your
do
birthday.
remember Birthday 6.
Yeah.
I thought I told you.
Didn't he do
I'm
a
a
song
star.
with Justin Timberlake too? I think.
He might have. I'm not sure. Sexy back. I'm bringing sexy back.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Future Sex Love Sounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do. Chain Hang Low by Jibbs. That was my song. And the remix,
Yeah.
the remix was dope.
I was too old for that.
Lady Gaga Poker Face. That was a huge one. In
I got to
2008.
see her actually here in downtown Royal Oak for $30 when
Oh.
she started, before anyone started to realize how
Wow.
amazing she is.
Right.
So you saw her right at the
Now
beginning.
her tickets are like
Yeah,
$150 a piece.
she
But
blew up in
everybody's
college.
tickets is $150.
Right. Not
In her-
everybody.
In her defense.
MIA, Paper Planes.
Oh,
That was a
yeah.
dope song.
I love MIA.
I hated that whole cash register sound.
We had a dance to that one.
And that song was out for like 5 minutes, and then T.I. sampled it.
It wasn't out for 5 minutes. I think Pineapple Express made it popular too.
I-
'cause
yeah.
They played it in the trailer.
That was a good movie.
Neo.
Oh,
Neo
yeah.
had some good hits.
Oh yeah, Closer Because
Yep.
of You.
Miss Independent.
Independent, Lil Boosie.
Oh yeah, Lil Boosie. Hey, y'all see Lil Boosie's kids all got the same like haircut, outfit. Y'all see that? Oh my god.
I gotta take y'all to church with this one. Marvin Sapp Never Could Have Made It.
I never could have made it.
I love that song.
That's like a gospel staple, like
Seriously.
that and Melodies from Heaven.
Melody.
My mom made a joke when he won at the BET Awards. He gave his speech. He's like, "Oh, I want to thank my family, my friends, everybody." And when he got off stage, my mom was like, "He thanked everybody but God."
Thank God in his music.
Right.
David Banner. David Banner. He has some couple of songs.
I like Ratchet David Banner. I do. Like, I love Ratchet David Banner. His album Certified.
Oh yeah.
Man, I can run through that whole album, not have to change songs or anything like that. I mean, I like Conscious David Banner too, but I like
Yeah,
Ratchet.
I like I only know the God Box David Banner. That's the only David Banner I know.
Remember the Miss New Booty? I found you.
Yeah, whatever happened to Bubba Sparks? Yin Yang Twins.
Yep.
That was the Whisper song.
Yeah,
Yeah. That. Oh my god. That was everywhere.
My little brother was obsessed with it. and
they
it
had a
was
hype song that I
creepy
liked
he
though.
was.
They had a hype song with Pitbull I like called Shake. They
Yeah.
introduced Pitbull.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar winners 3-6 Mafia.
It's hard out here for a
I
pound.
loved 3-6 Mafia.
Oscar. I can't believe they won an Oscar.
I stopped listening because I used to think they was like a devil group.
Yeah, I think they were.
They were
They
the devil
were.
group.
They were.
3-6
the
Mafia.
3-6.
666.
666.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Singing about like slobbing on a knob.
And they
So,
were
why
like the
not?
first like rappers to rap about drug use. Like instead of like drug dealing.
Like before I kind of like came woke to the whole 3 6ers thing, I used to love Most Known Unknown. Like that was a classic album to me.
Yeah, sipping on Scissor that came out while I was in high school.
My song, man, Ray J, Sexy Cannon.
I remember the TV show he had.
DJ Khaled was coming up too.
It was, man, yeah.
I felt conflicted because I'm like, is this dude black? Cause he sort of say nigga a lot. Like
Not
like,
black.
Nope.
Shouldn't say it.
right? 'Cause I felt some kind of weird way about it.
But what's the name says it? Fat Joe says it.
I know. I felt some
I feel
kind of
some
way
type
about
of way
him.
about that too.
And French Montana.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. How much time? It's already 2:12. You know?
Y'all not is it good to go? Or?
We're at an hour recorded.
Oh,
Okay.
so this is a pretty good recap, everyone. I had a whole bunch of other songs I wanted to touch on, but we could do this in another episode. But any final thoughts? Anybody want to add? You?
I think these are like the soundtrack to our lives. You know, they may not define who we are now as people, but they define the cultural zeitgeist we grew up in.
Well, yeah, and they're meant to bring back memories. I mean, it's like a scent. If you smell a scent and it reminds you of something, you go back. Same thing with music.
Yeah.
You might just not like think what you used to listen to
Right.
is as awesome as you did.
It's true.
Don't be afraid to be ashamed of what you used to listen to.
For real.
And in some instances, yeah, you should.
And I'm gonna be kind of embarrassed to tell my future kids, like, yeah, y'all listen to all these people, but
I'm not. Like,
no?
she would have to go through the archives of this to know. Like,
right. But y'all, it was another great episode. We will see you all next week. But I'm telling you, y'all.